Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Alan. I'm one of the life sales agents here at IAMS. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a great webinar in store for you. If you are new here, I'm going to go through a little bit of information about IAMS. If you've been around for a while, some of this may be things that you've heard before. Some of it may be things that you haven't taken advantage of, and this would be a great opportunity to do that. So we're going to start off with our new producers builders. So if you're new to IAMS or if you're looking to come on over, we've got some great things lined up for new producers. You're able to get things based off of your production, cash back, iPads, marketing reimbursement, trips, just lots of stuff lined up for our new producers. In addition to that, we have our business builders. So with the business builders, you would have a one-time referral bonus. So every agent that you refer over to us, you would get $50 every time they get contracted. But some of the biggest checks that we cut out are going to be based off of production that agent does. We pay those out quarterly. So when you refer an agent and they start doing business and start writing production, you get to sit back, relax, and basically collect a check just for referring them over. And again, that is something that we actually cut out every quarter. So one of the other things that we pride ourselves on is our back office support. We understand that your time is valuable, and working with clients is generally where you make your money. It's not necessarily doing the back office stuff. So we have a great back office support staff that's going to help you build your business, helps with case design. A lot of the forms that you may need are at your fingertips. We've got life and annuities people that can definitely help you run quotes and things like that as well. Top sales expertise and some of the coaching that you're going to need to help grow and drive your business. We do integrate with Firelight, and we do also have iPipeline. If you haven't done e-apps before, this is definitely a time saver. If you have, then you already understand that how much time, effort, and energy that this can save for you. We've got creative marketing solutions. Our creative marketing solutions are going to help pretty much get your business set up and give you visibility. So we can do things from logo design, business cards, brochures, email marketing, website design, digital strategy. We have a host of things basically that our creative marketing solutions can help you out with. So if this is something that you're definitely interested in, reach out to one of us, give us a call, 1-800-255-5055. That's something we can assist you with as well. We've got our IAMS website. This right here is going to have all kinds of stuff to help you grow. So we have about 500 pieces of information for sales tools. We've got quote tools. We've got industry links, grids for comparing different products. So our IAMS website is very robust. It's going to have a lot of information, a lot of things to help your business grow on that aspect as well. IAMS Wealth Management. So if you are Series 65 licensed, this is something that you want to take advantage of as well. If you're looking for a different RIA or just need some help along the way with your with that type of service, you're going to want to talk to Duncan in regards to that. Our Life and Annuities Academy, we actually have our next academy coming up April 26th through April 28th. This is a great time to learn from some of the industry's top producers, different companies coming out, showing you some of the trends and different sales software, advanced sales concepts, wealth transfer tools. This is a great time to actually learn, grow, and help you develop in the business. Now, this does fill up extremely fast. A lot of people want to make it out to our Life and Annuities Academy. If that's something that you're interested in, give us a call, 1-800-255-5055. 5055. We've got our seaside sanctuaries. Another one of our trips. It's our 18. We've got 18 months to qualify. We're actually in the middle of qualifying for that. So you have until the end of this year in order to qualify. So you have until December 31st for qualifications for our seaside sanctuaries. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Rob. I'm going to pass over to Rob Marcovitz. Rob, how long have you been on this for?
So it's been a while. So I think I've been partnered up with IAMS. The time ticks away pretty fast. I think it's 6 years now. It's either maybe 5 years, maybe about 5 years. It's been about 5 years. So good morning, everybody. We're happy to have you aboard today. I know your time's valuable, and we'll kind of cut to chase on some of this stuff. Like I do want to reiterate a couple things Alan went over really quick about IAMS and some of the power they bring to the table. One of the biggest things I see agents, because I talk to, of course, thousands and thousands of you, a lot of times we get distracted on stuff and it's kind of out of our lane, and I feel like the agents who can really focus and stay in their lane and utilize the tools they have at their disposal the most efficiently are the ones that do the best. And so, one of the biggest issues I see with a lot of agents is, they want to focus on, hey, I'm trying to build my website, I'm trying to do my marketing, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Well, typically what I see if I'm looking at an agent is, they're spending about 2/3 of their day trying to figure out how to do that, how to market themselves, how to get their websites up and going. Utilize IAMS. That's what they're there for. Between that and then us getting you appointments through IAMS, we can free up a lot of your time. And so typically, like I said, most agents are spending 2/3 of their day worrying about marketing, websites, this, that, and the other thing, instead of being in front of a client. They're spending 1/3 of the day in front of the client. If we can free up that time using the tools IAMS giving you, and then one of the various appointment or marketing systems they have to offer, and put people in front of you that 2/3 of the day. I mean, the numbers are pretty easy to evaluate. We're going to double to triple up your business. So people over in IAMS are very efficient at that. Use the tools they offer you. It's a great IMO to be focused and partnered up with. And we've had some great success on our side as well. So that being said, I'm going to get into the appointments, what you guys came here to listen about, and a couple things that we do before we get into the types. And we've got the slide up right now showing the types. But the companies that they deal with, these aren't leads, they're appointments. What's the difference? Well, typically you out there in the industry have bought leads before, and it doesn't matter what you pay for them. But let's just say you buy 100 leads. I don't care what industry you're in, the national averages are kind of basically the following. The first 60 people don't answer. The next 30 people are like, hey, take me off the list for the 50th time, not knowing the list has been sold 50 times. And then you got a shot at the last 10. The problem with the last 10 is a lot of those leads were set up like, hey, you want to win a free iPad, you want to win a free gift card or whatever. And so then you get them on the phone and you're doing that, hey, how do I pivot these guys from, me wanting or them wanting me to set up their iPad to them wanting to buy some type of insurance from me. All that becomes a big waste of time. So one of the nice things is all these lead or appointment, I should say, systems that comes through IAMS deals with, number one is they don't give away anything for free. It's a big bullet point. No free iPads, no gift cards or anything else to create an appointment. When they do create an appointment, they're talking about, pension and retirement reviews. Hey, would you like to have your pension or retirement reviewed? It's either yes or no. They do ask more questions than that once the client engages. Hey, yeah, I'm interested. Hey, would you like to know when you can retire? Would you like to know what options are available for income when you retire? Would you like to know how many more years you possibly have to work? Those are the questions that lead them into the appointment. From there, the client actually creates the appointment. So they go, hey, I want to meet with a representative. We're like, great, we'll set you up with an expert in that area. and the client actually goes in and selects the date and the time. The system out there goes out and sorts that and then delivers them to your calendar based on availability. And we'll get into that in a second. But, you know, the nice thing with this is you know, the other biggest challenge I hear out of agents is, hey, you know, everybody I meet that has a job and has some income already has a financial advisor. You know, how do I get around it? And just meeting a new client, well, you know, pretty easy to meet somebody. You know, we can go to lunch, whatever it is. You're sitting there, you can meet somebody at a restaurant. You know, when you're having lunch, whatever day-to-day, you know, operations, you can sit there and put your hand out and go, "Hi, I'm Rob," you know, or whatever, and they go, "Their name's Steve," you know, and that's not the challenge of meeting them. The challenge is how do you get them to push their finances across the table. So the nice thing about these appointments is they are focused on, hey, these people are expecting a pension review. They're going to show you the money. That's the hard part about meeting somebody. The second thing on the financial advisor, and where there's a big opportunity on all these appointments, is pension reviews are neglected. And I would ask all of you to think about this question. I can already tell you pretty much the answer, but you know, at one time I had asked a group of agents, about 10,000 of them, hey, you know, if you currently have a policeman, a fireman, a city, county, municipal worker, a school teacher, a professor, you know, a federal employee, you know, raise your hand. Well, literally 10,000 hands go up in the air, and I go, well, how many of you have ever reviewed their pension? Well, there's about 5 of them in the air. So that's where there's a big opportunity. The appointment systems that we have that are available to you guys are setting up virtual appointments. Nice thing about that is, hey, you can produce more because, again, back to the efficiencies, you're not driving around in the car. The other thing is some of you people live in some smaller towns, which is great. The problem is you're bottlenecking yourself on, hey, I can't access as many people. There's a ton of agents inside IAMS, and Alan can confirm this, that, you know, hey, we've got some guys down in Florida. They're originally from Pennsylvania. They're running appointments in both areas. So the nice thing is you can spread your wings a little bit more, right? Because the first call is, or the first appointment is, that initial is set up as a phone call typically. And, you know, hey, if you're multi-state licensed, you might as well take advantage of it. If you're not multi-state licensed, you're living in you know, some small town in Idaho or Montana or wherever it is, you know, you can spread your wings and at least be able to market to the entire state. So that's another nice feature inside of this. So the programs that are available out there focus on a few different markets, and it is typically by state. One of them is the K through 12 school teacher market. Great market for a lot of individuals. The next one's going to be the universities, community colleges, that area. Next one's going to be state employees. So think about, you know, the firemen, policemen, you know, that type stuff, state patrol officers, state prisons. And then, of course, we have the city county appointments. That's going to be, again, firemen, policemen, city, county, municipal people. And the last area is going to be the federal employee market. We've got written down VAs in there, but some of the companies have spread their wings a little bit more in there and are marketing to different divisions, as well as the Veterans Administration. So the hospitals, they're also doing some of the, you know, like TSA and some of those other areas. So lots of opportunities for you know, appointments on that side of it. Alan, what do we got on our next slide, brother? I'll let you get that flipped because I can't flip it. So, you know, this is kind of the process of what goes on. We talked a little bit about this, you know, they respond to an email. There are some differences in the systems, and we'll get into that in a minute, but basically on that side of it, you know, they reach out to the client, hey, are you interested in having your pension or retirement reviewed? Like I said, it's either yes or no. If it's yes, they do ask in greater detail, hey, would you like to know when you can retire? Would you like to know what options are available for income when you retire? Would you like to know how many more years you possibly have to work? Once that appointment's set up, the agent is going on that first appointment, and they are going to go in and usually do a retirement income gap analysis. For those of you who don't know, 91 to 92% of these people that participate in a pension have no clue what they're going to retire with. They also have no clue that there is some type of shortfall. And so usually those pensions, I mean, you guys are well aware of it, but you would be surprised how many of them are not aware of it. So that's really where the opportunity lies. When agents ask me, hey, what am I doing on the appointment? I go, don't make it overcomplicated. It's pretty simple. Go in, open Pandora's box. What's in it is the shortfall. Typically these teachers and professors and public employees have no idea there is one. And once you show them that shortfall, they're begging for you to help them. So that's where your opportunity lies. Next bullet point on here, appointments are booked and scheduled based on your availability. These systems run typically, whether it's, their system calendar, or some of them operate on Calendly. But the nice thing about it is, we don't really have a fight in the game. So it's based on your availability. We'll get into a calendar in a second. Last point on here is the appointments are all held virtually. And like I said, it's set up as a phone call. I know sometimes an agent will ask, hey, could I do a Zoom meeting, the first meeting? There are times where clients actually request that first appointment to be a virtual Zoom or a go-to type meeting. So that does happen. There are some agents that started out with a phone call and roll it into a Zoom meeting or whatever. Typically, these appointments are going to be a minimum of a 2-appointment closer. So if you came from the final expense type industry, this is a little bit more handsy, feely, taking time. You're really creating more of a client than you are a customer. So, Alan, what do we got in our next slide? I think maybe the calendar, I'm hoping. Next, agency sales opportunities. Alan, you can probably reiterate a little bit more on this, but there's opportunities for the 403B and 457 enrollments, rollovers. Annuity and life insurance on this one's really good because, a lot of these people don't realize, and some of them know they have it, they just don't realize how small it is. But as an employee of one of these public institutions, they typically have some kind of a death benefit, or what you guys in the insurance industry would call a death benefit. To them, it's life insurance, but there is a way to explore that on these appointments after you do that pension retirement review. Hey, by the way, Sally Sue school teacher, are you aware that you have a little bit of life insurance with your employment here? No, I wasn't. Well, it's $15,000. You don't pay anything for it. We call it a death benefit in the insurance industry. Well, why is that? Because 15 grand would barely bury you anymore. And you told me you have 3 kids and your husband at home. Do you have any life insurance in place? So there's some opportunities on that side as well. Alan, do you have any comments on that part of it at all?
Yeah, one thing that I have noticed is that speaking with people when they go through this process is that they don't realize how many people have left other companies and left money out there. So they've left companies and didn't roll over their 401k. So they have 403b's from one segment to another, and that they just didn't move or didn't do anything with. So this is a great opportunity to look at that when you actually do that review.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I muted you there for a second. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point as well. So next slide, guys, what you're looking at, this is actually a calendar of an agent. The cool thing about these calendar systems, whether you use Calendly or you use their calendar inside the system, and it just depends whose system it is, but typically you'll be able to go in and block out any time you do not want appointments. So these systems run and deliver appointments usually from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. The big thing is like I said, we don't care. Just make sure you're blocking your time out. So if you go, hey, I don't work Fridays because I golf every day, great, block it out. One other thing I want to tell you a little bit about, is, what you see in green is an appointment. They won't duplicate as far as time wise, meaning if there's a 10 o'clock, I'm looking at Tuesday, the 2nd in particular, you see at 10 o'clock, the next earliest appointment could be delivered would be 11 o'clock. The client had picked the time of 11:15. Then the next earliest appointment would be an hour out, which would be 12:15. So hopefully that makes sense. So, but I do want to say one thing. I've had agents before in the past, hey, got this, bought appointments from this one system and they were $350 an appointment. I prepaid for 10 of them, gave them $3,500. And I only got 3 appointments over the last 4 months or whatever. These systems are totally different. If you leave your calendar wide open, fair warning to everybody, if you leave your calendar wide open, you will get appointments. I mean, you can see on Friday the 5th, this client has 5 appointments on that day. The nice thing about, I know some of you are wondering, hey, do I have to buy this many appointments? No. With IAMS, there's no minimums, there's no maximums. The only thing is you got to remember the client's picking the date and the time of the appointment. So if you have your calendar too compressed, you're not going to see anything. But the nice thing about this, hey, whether you have a doctor's appointment or you're meeting with one of your clients, hey, I'm meeting with my client I've had for 10 years on the 16th at 3 o'clock. Go in and block that time out in your calendar. When you block that time out, that will stop any appointments being delivered there. When you can see on this one with Benjamin R, they've clicked on that. They haven't clicked on it all the way. They will have, and we've hidden their contact number and stuff in there, but at least in this picture. But there would be, their phone numbers in there, their work email, their personal email, if they've given us their personal one. But this does give the opportunity for the client to put notes in. Now, are there notes in all of them? No, absolutely, there's not. But there is from, time to time, they'll put notes in there. Hey, I also need help with my life insurance. I have some clients, I have some friends of mine, peers of mine, other workers of mine that want to sit in on the appointment. So there's some opportunities there as well. But when these appointments get delivered to you, typically what happens is you'll get an email that says, hey, Alan, you have an appointment coming up with Steve Smith. Please check your email and please check your calendar. On that email, all the details are there. When an appointment's canceled by a client prior to the appointment, because these guys confirm, it basically gets removed from your calendar. So, on that side of it makes it really easy. But I do want to reiterate again, make sure you're blocking out your calendar. One nice thing about this for you, those of you that have been in this industry for a long time, I always ask the question, hey, when you go on vacation and you leave on Friday the 12th and you're coming back on the 21st, most agents report back to me, hey, by the 17th, which is Wednesday, they've only really had, 3 or 4 days of vacation, and then they're sitting there in their lounge chair with their funny umbrella and their drink, and they're worried about, I got to get after it again on Monday the 22nd. I have nothing on my calendar. So it kind of wears on you. You go away to a convention, maybe you win, hopefully, this trip to the IAMS thing down in North Carolina. Was it North Carolina or South Carolina? I can't remember, but you win one of those deals and you get down there and be able to go. Well, the nice thing is you'll be able to go in and block your calendar out. So let's just say you're on vacation for the 14th through the 19th. You'd block that whole week out that you're gone on vacation. The system would turn off and it wouldn't create any appointments. But on about Wednesday the 17th, Thursday the 18th, the system will automatically turn on, and guess what will happen? It'll start delivering appointments again to you on the 22nd. And so all of a sudden your email is going to be going ding, 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 ding. And, your calendar starts filling up. So lots of opportunity on that side. Alan, do you have any comments on that part of it at all?
No, it sounds like you're hitting the nail right on the head. I would want to reiterate the fact that if there's something that you have going on and you aren't available to take clients, to make sure you do block that off, because like Rob said, you're gonna get appointments scheduled. So if you're not ready for appointments on that day, maybe you have a doctor's appointment or kids have a dentist appointment or something of that nature, make sure you are blocking that off. Otherwise, Rob is hitting it right on the head when it comes to this.
Yeah, absolutely. What do we have for our next slide in there, Alan? I think we got all that part covered. So, on the pricing thing, there's a few different programs that are in here. One comment I do want to make to all of you is, by participating with these programs through IAMS, they are taking care of some stuff. It says waive setup fee and introductory fees. Well, those are being taken care of for IAMS. So you guys have no contracts, no minimums, no maximums, no upfront charges, no registration charges, no monthly access charges. That's all being taken care of by IAMS. And there's no contract with these guys. Hey, you want to take, one appointment? Great, take one appointment and you can shut the system off. I do want to say, because agents ask me all the time is, what's the, how many appointments is a good sample size? I get that question asked a lot. And I would tell you typically, if you have not been in this market, I would say a good sample size is probably in the 20 to 25, 20 to 30%, or 20 to 30 appointments area, somewhere in that area. But lots of opportunity in that side. The VIP pricing that we have on there through IAMS is $64 per appointment. Basically how it works in these systems is you'll be able to sign up, you register, go through the registration process, doesn't take you very long. You go in, you'll be able to pick out your, which markets you would like to run, whether it's college, school district, whatever it is, the states you want to get appointments in, and you will put a credit card in their back office. These guys bill typically on the day of the appointment with most of the systems offered through IAMS. The next question is, hey, what happens on no-shows? Well, these appointment systems do bill on no-shows, unfortunately. However, there's a couple things. Number one is if the client when the appointment company confirms with the client, and the client decides, hey, I need to move it or I need to cancel it, the appointment companies remove that from your calendar. You would not be billed on that. On the no-show side, what happens on there? Number one, when you first get up and running with these guys, they will take care of some no-shows right out of the hole. There is a few companies in here, and basically what they do is they watch your no-show rate, and as long as you're in the range of what their normal no-show rate is across the board, meaning let's just say they have 1,000 clients that buy appointments from them across the board, the average no-show rate is 8%. Well, as long as you're not at 38%, you will be good to go. Sometimes agents get in the way of themselves. I've been doing this a long time, and I've probably watched, I don't know, a couple million appointments be processed. The key to this is, don't put the cart in front of the horse. You're going out to do a pension retirement review, show them the shortfall, call them at the time of the appointment. Everything else has been set up. These systems do all the confirmations for you, all that fun stuff. So there's no need to do anything different on that side. And that's the process that seems to work the best, where agents are most successful. Alan, do we have any more slides on that? So I'm going to let Alan talk in 1 second. To reiterate, I don't know if anybody has any questions out there. I didn't see anything pop up in chat. Did you see anything in there, Alan?
No, I didn't see anything
At all. Hey, what's the opportunity? How long does it take to get rolling? Well, a couple things. Hey, reach out to Alan and his team over at IAMS. They'll be able to get you guys set up. Once they get you set up, they have the information to get you the VIP pricing. Reach out to their team over there, and they'll get you rolling. Once you register in the system, it's usually typically 3 to 4 days before you'll see your first appointment. So hopefully that kind of answers everything. Are there areas where there are slower amounts of appointments made? Yes. Are there any areas that are totally blacked out? No. We want to give you guys as much opportunity. One last thing I have to say before Ellen takes over is, those of you who are into the just finishing up the first quarter of the year, a lot of you made goals, 2 months ago, and you're like, hey, I made 100 grand last year. I want to make 200 grand this year. Well, if you're doing the same exact thing you did last year, I guarantee you will not hit your goal. So let's do something different. This business is all about activity. It's a lot of, home run, strikeout, home run, strikeout. I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm rich, I'm poor. The only thing that will resolve that is keeping your pipeline full. So these appointment systems give you an opportunity to keep your pipeline full. The other thing is the pieces that are available through IAMS and their support will help you, give you the availability to make your calendar full, meaning you're not getting distracted doing other things. So on my side, that's all I've got. Like I said, reach out to Alan and his team. Alan, any last closing comments you have on your side?
Yeah, awesome job, Rob. I am going to launch one of our polls here in a second. So if anyone is interested in working with IAMS and registering for one of these types of programs, this would be the perfect opportunity to do it. Just click yes on that poll. Myself or one of our sales directors will reach out to you, and we will get you set up. If you've got questions, give us a call, 1-800-255-5055. And to piggyback off of what Rob said, a busy calendar full of clients is what's going to drive your business. It's easy to get caught up being busy, but it's something totally different to actually be productive. And this is going to be a great way to actually have you being as productive as possible. So I'm gonna leave this up for just a couple more seconds. Give everybody a chance to click yes on this program, because that's that's what we want you guys to do. So again, if you're wanting to receive some more information about IAMS or to register for this program, go ahead and click yes on that survey. If you have additional questions, give us a call, 1-800-255-5055. I'll leave this up for about another 15 seconds or so.
Everybody, hey, thank you for taking the time this morning, and we know it's valuable. And like I said, let's make some changes and hit some of those goals. So, Alan, I appreciate the opportunity to sit down with you guys. It's been a great relationship I've had. And one other last thing I want to say, closing on IAMS, for those of you guys who maybe aren't with IAMS, I can see the list, so I know there's a few of you that are, but one of the things I love about it, and I talked to Curtis and Steve and some of the other ownership group, was it's one of the only IMOs I always reach, and I talk to them probably a few times a week, where I actually call in and an actual live human body answers the phone, usually within the first 1 or 2 rings. So, that's a big feat nowadays, and it's something that I personally love. So, you guys offer great support over there for the agents, and I appreciate
that, Rob.
Helps them be successful as well. So
absolutely.
Anyway.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Again, if you have questions, give us a call so that way we can address those questions. And I look forward to speaking to you, hoping to hear this phone ring. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Get out there, get busy, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thanks.